Welcome and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a great day, a great time. That's it, that's the review. I wouldn't say this is a fun book. Causes you so much pain and discomfort. In today's video, we're gonna see how much I realistically read in a week as a full-time university student, which is going to be interesting because even I don't know how much I realistically read in a week. It really changes from week to week, from day to day, from how my schoolwork looks like and all of that. Definitely think this week will be doing a lot more reading than other weeks because I don't have any midterms this week, so I won't be spending as much time studying. There's definitely going to be work that I need to do, but it's definitely not going to be as much as other weeks. So hopefully I will be doing a lot of reading this week. So today is Sunday. We're going to start this vlog today. I am not gonna lie, I'm not done with my work for your school. I do have an abstract to write before I can fully get to reading because it is due tomorrow morning at 7:50 a.m. I don't think I'm gonna wake up super early tomorrow just to write an abstract, so I'm gonna try to get it done today. An abstract is not very long to write, so I should be doing okay. I do need to pick a book because I finished Stalking Jack the Ripper last night. It was a great book, great time, fun time. But again, I don't really have a book now that I am currently reading, which I feel like it never happens. Well, that's kind of a lie. I am currently in the middle of A Little Life. So I am currently in the middle of A Little Life, and I am really enjoying this book, but it's the kind of book that you enjoy but you have to put down. I feel like when you're really loving a book, there's two ways it goes. Either you binge it or you have to pace yourself, and A Little Life is the one that I have to pace myself because if I don't think I can make it through. I am really enjoying it as the tabs are telling, but it's definitely very heavy and it's definitely a break too. So I feel like it's like a long road of heavy content. If I don't pace myself, I'm never going to be able to finish it. So I will be reading A Little Life, but I'm going to be reading it like in the middle of other book I read. I try to read a few pages every day. Some days after a big emotional chapters, sometimes I need a day off, but try to read a bit every day. I'm currently on page 265 out of 800 something, so making good progress in that one. But that's definitely a book that you'll see me read this week. I don't know if I'm going to be finishing it this week. I don't think so. Hopefully I will, for you guys to say so you can get my thoughts on it and my final rating. If I don't finish in a video, then go check my Goodreads or another video because I don't know. I don't want to force myself to read this book just because I'm making a video. I want to read it at my own pace because it's definitely heavy, but so far I am enjoying it. I don't know if I would recommend this book. You guys know your taste and your personality and how you feel better than I do, but if you think you can handle very heavy content, it's heavy on mental health issues. Yeah, there's not a lot happening. It's definitely character oriented rather than plot oriented, but if that's something that you feel like you would like and you think you can handle it, I would definitely check trigger warnings, but I would recommend it right now. Definitely have a long way to go, but so far so good. It's really hard to characterize a book as good when it's so heavy and so the content. I wouldn't say this is a fun book or a good jolly book, but it's a good book and I'm having a good time. Well, I don't know if I'm having a good time. I'm having a hard time, but it's good. It's hard to characterize, but that's A Little Life. But I want to start another book that I can binge and in the middle of this. And then my issue is that since I'm reading this heavy book, I don't know if I want to start a book that is also gonna be heavy or if I want to start a book that I will be able to fly through, because in the middle of reading A Little Life, so far I've read a romance and a YA mystery, so not books that are very emotional and very hard to get through, let's say. So I don't know if I want to go in that direction or if I want to go in another kind of heavy kind of one for my enemy kind of thinking book, or if I want to go into a we're just gonna have a fun time. Deep end book, you know what I mean? Okay, so right now I'm hesitating between deep end, as I just showed you. I think that could be a fun like romance, like not really have to think. I just love Ali Hazelwood's writing, so I know I will be able to get into that one, and it could be nice to balance a little life. And we also have Deep Cuts that I'm kind of interested towards. It's really short, so it's really the opposite of A Little Life, and it's also a romance book, I think. Then in another romance, I have How to End a Love Story, which I think could be fun, like kind of mindless romance. I feel like I have to balance A Little Life with something very happy, so that's why I'm like going towards romances. And I also have Our Infinite Fates, which I'm just very drawn toward this book. I've been wanting to read this book since it came out, and it's very short, so that could be interesting. And then last but not least, my other option is Perla and Aus by Agatha Christie. But before I start reading, I have to finish my abstract, so I have to lock in. Really, this is my reward, this is my motivation, and I have to pick one of these, and I really don't know. I'm really down for Our Infinite Fates, so I think that's gonna be our next read. Hi, it's that time of the night. We're gonna start to read Our Infinite Fates. Monday, and I took a fat nap, so my hair is a little messy, but it's okay. Yesterday I read up to page 152. I am now, I think it's halfway, about halfway, almost halfway. I am eating this book up. I love it. There's something about this book. I'm loving it. I don't have that much to go, so I'm probably gonna finish that today. Kitchen. I'm against the light, so sorry, this is just how it's gonna be. We're gonna make a little matcha, and after that I'm gonna go read. Yesterday I did not read as much as I thought I was gonna be reading because my event did go on for longer than I thought, and I didn't come back home until like 11 p.m. and by then I was going to bed. So I did only read 58 pages yesterday, but today I think we're gonna finish Our Infinite Fates. I had to stop yesterday at the part where I was going, like things were starting to unravel, and I just can't wait to pick up this book now. It's like the only thing I've been thinking about since like yesterday, since I put it off. And so definitely very excited for that. And then hopefully after that we can start another book, because I don't think I'm currently ready to pick up A Little Life. Honestly, like A Little Life is like, I really am enjoying the story, but it's definitely very hard. I haven't been to a part where it's like I'm crying my eyes out sad. It's a very heavy, sad story, and I'm not in the feeling. I don't really want to be feeling heavy and sad right now. So I'm gonna finish Our Infinite Fates, and I think we're gonna pick up like a another book. I don't know what after. Maybe like some fantasy or some mystery. Actually, I don't really know what I'm feeling, but we're gonna start by finishing Our Infinite Fates. I wasn't filming, but that what just happened is crazy. What the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna make this quick before it gets dark out because I do want to go on a walk and I don't want to walk in the dark. But I did finish Our Infinite Fates, as you guys may have seen. This was everything. That's it. That's the review. This was everything that I ever wanted. I think if I read this even like a few months ago, it would not have hit as hard as it did for me right now. But in the state that I'm currently in, and with all the things that is happening in my life, I don't know, this was like, I needed to read this now. The writing was spectacular. Like the way she depicted their love story and their fates and everything that happened to them, it was perfect and it was magical and it was everything that I've needed. And I don't know how else to explain this book. Like, I understand why people dislike it, and I understand where it didn't hit right for some people, because I don't think it would have hit right for me if I read it a few months ago or just a few weeks ago. But right now, this was perfect. This was 5 stars. This was everything I needed. All the all the anger that I felt during this book, as you guys saw, now is fine. Now I'm okay. I'm like, okay, yeah, deserved. I would have been mad too. Like, everything is fine now. I don't hold grudges. This was great. The only thing, because I wouldn't change anything, because realistically I wouldn't change anything from all my 4 stars books, but I think we could have gotten a little longer book. It could have been longer, and I rarely say this about books, but it could have been longer because I want to know more about their past lives. We got a very complete portrait of their current lives they're in, but the past lives, I feel like they were very short chapters, and I feel like we could have gotten way more out of these lives. And that's the only thing, is that I wish it was longer, which is crazy to say, but I do wish it was longer and that we had gotten more of Evelyn and Arden. But I love this so much. So bad for Jude. My heart is breaking for him. He needs love. He just needs love. Why does everything bad that can possibly happen to a human being happens to Jude? Somebody give him a hug. Somebody giving him a hug. Everyone, today is Thursday and I have a Zoom in 10 minutes, so we're gonna have to do this quick. I read 99 pages yesterday of this, and then after that I ended up reading A Little Life, and I read chapter 1 of The Axiom of Equality. So if you know, you know. So I'm on page right now 387. I've read, I think, quick maths right now, I read 64 pages of this, so in total that would be 163 pages read yesterday. I am still enjoying this, as much as it's so heartbreaking and it's very hard to read. And literally last night, the reason I put it down and didn't start chapter 2 is because I was like, this is getting heavy and I need to, like, I won't be able to sleep properly if I keep reading this. But I'm still loving it so much, and I just my note in the margin last night is, I am sick, I hate these people. So I closed the book and I went to bed. I think I'm gonna need another book. I can't just read A Little Life. So I'm really hesitating between Perla and Alice by Agatha Christie or Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. This very different genre. Like, I don't know why I'm hesitating between these two, but I feel that's what my heart wants to read right now. It's these two books. Perla and Alice is a Hercule Poirot mystery by Agatha Christie, and it's a very short book, which is interesting because it's 226 pages, so it's very short. And Deep End, I'm not like I skip reviews usually of books that I don't read because I don't want to know what they're about, but I think it's like a swimmer, and I heard this one is spicier, but I don't really mind spice, but I think a romance could be a nice way to balance out the sadness of this. But I don't know what I feel like. I feel like a mystery could also be fun because it's October and Halloween is literally next week, and mystery, romance, I don't know. I'm gonna do my meeting. I'll think about these books and then we'll start reading after. But that's a little update from yesterday. It's Saturday. I haven't talked to the camera since I think Thursday morning, and Thursday I ended up picking up Perla and House. I think you guys saw clips. I tried to film a bit of clips here and there, but I didn't actually like sit down to talk to you guys. I just realized you can see all my dirty clothes, but maybe you can see all my clothes in my wardrobe. Anyways, so I did end up reading 28 pages on Thursday, and that was it. But honestly, some days it's just I find it harder for me to pick up a book, like I'm not in the reading mood, and so I only started it and read 28 pages on Thursday, and then on Friday, so yesterday, I did read 197 pages, and I did finish this book. And honestly, I think it's one of my favorite. My hair is so, what the hell is happening? I think it's genuinely one of my favorite Agatha Christie. Like, I really enjoyed it. The setting was so fun and so, like, I don't know, so summery. Like, I didn't really expect it to be that summery, but I guess it makes sense. Like, look at the cover, it's summer house, but it was very summery, very fun. Like, the characters were so complex, and it was very interesting and intriguing. And honestly, I did not guess who the criminal, the murderer was until it was really like announced. I did guess who it was not, but I did not guess who it was, which is like, usually I'm pretty close, but this one really got me. So this was really fun. Basically, Hercule Poirot goes to this south of France region, and this girl, I forgot her name, Nick Buckley, basically Hercule Poirot and Hastings are having like breakfast or lunch somewhere at a restaurant, and they see someone getting shot, but it misses her, and so they go see her and they're like, what? And basically Nick Buckley is saying that she like had 3 near-death accidents, and Hercule Poirot's like, whoa, like someone is trying to kill you. And so that's kind of the whole premise, is that he's trying to figure out who is trying to kill this girl but failing every time. And it's very intriguing and honestly really got me and was very fun. And then today is not over, but I did read A Little Life. I'm more than halfway through right now. I haven't started, like I just got to the Happy Years page. I haven't started it, but whatever it was called, The Axiom of Equality, was such a heavy chapter. So I started it today at page 387, and I'm currently on 483, so almost 100 pages. But I think I'm gonna read more before bed, so I'll definitely do an update tomorrow to like wrap up the week and stuff. But so far this is getting like sadder and sadder, and we're getting more of Jude's backstory, and it's genuinely breaking my heart, and I feel everything for this guy. Like, I just feel so bad for him, and I just really hope that, yeah, I just I really hope that the happy years is actually gonna bring me a little bit of happiness, because so far only sadness, only sadness. Hello everybody, today is Sunday and it officially concludes our week of reading together, and how much I read this week. Oh, my hair is not. And how much we've read together this week. Realistically, I do think that I read a little less than what I anticipated, because even though I didn't have any midterms and any like big school projects, I did have a lot of things in my life going on, and so I did have a lot of events and a lot of like dinners, and so I didn't read as much as I thought I would when we started the week, but I did read quite a lot. And so yesterday I've officially read until page 526 of A Little Life, and so I believe I read 163 pages yesterday. No, I read 139 pages of A Little Life, and so yeah, I did a lot of reading, and we're now a good part into the like chapter that's called The Happy Years, and I honestly needed that, because after the whole everything we went through in the axiom of equality, I really needed like a bit of happiness. So I'm very happy I finally got to that part. I'm unfortunately not going to finish this book in this video, because I do have like 300 pages left, but I'm pretty sure I will finish it before the end of October. So if you guys want to tune in to my wrap up to see my final thoughts on this book, then I would very much recommend. But so far I am enjoying this. I think I've said it many times, it's hard to enjoy a book that causes you so much pain and like discomfort, but it's such a good book. The writing is amazing. I really enjoy the way the storylines are like layered, so it's not just chronological. Like when you get the flashback, it does make what we know so much more impactful, because you understand all the layers of Jude and the other characters. And so I'm very, very happy with how this book is written. Like it's reading the way that I like to read a book, which is like you don't know everything, you know, as much as the other characters, and you kind of learn as you go. I feel like I don't like when I know more than the characters. I like when I learn the information at the same time as the other characters, and so I really like the way that this book is written. And apart from the pain and the discomfort that it's causing me, I like that we get this different perspective on therapy and mental health, because definitely therapy is not made for everyone. And I think it's interesting to read about a character who is so against therapy in a way, and it makes it more realistic, because in real life therapy, like talk therapy, is not for everyone. And so the fact that it doesn't work for some characters in this book is like, it's okay, you know, like we are not all made the same, and it's okay to have different way to process our trauma. And I think this is a very good description of how some people don't catch a break, and I'm enjoying the way that it represents the characters. And obviously like I can see where people have issues with the mental health representation in this book, but I think it's interesting to have this perspective, because it definitely differs from other books that discuss mental health. So I think it's just an interesting book to read, to have this like contrast and difference with other books that discuss mental health and these topics. And so I say this, I'm obviously not done, and so my opinion could change, but so far I'm definitely like, this is so far giving me 5 stars feeling. And I have cried, just not on camera, but I have cried, and I'm expecting to cry more in this 300 pages anyways. And so that's how I feel about A Little Life. And then so I did read 2.5 books this week, but I did read like I think 300 pages of A Little Life. We started the week on page 265 and ended on 526, so that's basically the length of a book. So I feel like I've read 3 books this week, but I've honestly only read 2.5, maybe 2 in some pieces. And a good reading week. In total I read 824 pages. Like I said, usually I read a bit more, I feel like, every week, but the fact that this is such a heavy book, and the fact that I've been busier than what I anticipated, I feel like 824 is a very good average for what my week ended up looking like. And I feel like that's the most realistic reading in 1 week that I could have ever done, because that's how it's messy, and I don't always get to film, and I don't always get to read as many books as I want, but still pretty good. So this is how I'm going to end today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed reading with me this week. I hope you guys got some maybe book ideas. I recommend all the books that I read this week. Just make sure to pick up a little life that you are aware of the trigger warning and the heaviness of the book. But for the other two, just pick it up. They're very, very autumn coded. Like Our Infinite Fates is very vulgar fantasy era, and Peril at End House is a mystery, and I feel like you can't go wrong with a mystery in October. And so I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.